Just Joe here, and I've got too many movies. Maybe I should watch one. It's Friday once again, bitches, which means I get to watch a movie that I've never seen before. And for those of you that have kept track the last 3 weeks, I have been watching every single Mad Max movie, and I have finally got to the mountaintop. I have finally gotten there, and I have gotten to what many are saying is the greatest Mad Max movie, and also one of the greatest action movies ever made, Mad Max Fury Road. I have heard so much about this, and I was a little bit confused when it came out at first, because it's like Mel Gibson, he's too old now to be in it, and what is George Miller doing? He's trying to like resurrect a franchise that hasn't been around since the mid-80s. I thought it was going to be a waste of time. But I've heard that it's the complete opposite of that. It is not a waste of time. It's one of the greatest action movies ever made. It got nominated for a shit ton of Academy Awards and won 6. Really? A Mad Max movie? And it's like 96 or 97% on Rotten Tomatoes good? Look, I loved Road Warrior. I didn't like the first one. I didn't really care for the third one. Is this gonna finally be the Mad Max movie that I have been wanting? What I thought the Mad Max movies would be. Adrenaline-fueled, good story, fun. Well, it looks like I better go find out because I'm very excited. Hang on, let me take a drink of coffee. Because I want to be full of energy when watching such high-octane fun. Hopefully that's what it is. I'm going to go put it in the Blu-ray player, I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to have a lot of fun, so bye! Okay! I just got done watching Mad Max Fury Road. So what did I think? This is the This is the last Mad Max movie, I mean, at least for right now. You know, does it deserve sequels? Do I even want sequels for it? What did I think of Mad Max Fury Road? Mwah! Jesus Christ, that movie was freaking awesome! I mean, God! It was really good. So obviously I enjoyed the shit out of it. Yes, this was the Mad Max movie that I wanted all freaking long. Good God. 2 hours of just pure awesomeness. I mean, I basically sat there with an erection the entire time. And it's not just because of Charlize Theron's bald head. Although it did help. I got a fetish, so what? So as always, let's get into this and talk about what I liked, if there's anything I didn't like, but as always, I start with the plot / the script. Okay, a lot of people said that Mad Max Fury Road, one thing that they didn't like a lot of reviewers online said, was that it didn't really have much of a plot, especially compared to the first 3 movies. I completely disagree with them, and I think they're idiots. In my not-so-humble opinion, because I think this had the best story and best storytelling out of all 4 of the movies. The plot is basically this. It starts off with Max. He gets kidnapped. Again, good God, the guy just can't catch a break, and he gets taken to the Citadel. Why is it always called the Citadel in these types of movies? But he's taken there and he's basically made to be a blood donor and help out some of the soldiers. The one person he's helping out is played by Beast from the new X-Men movies, which, okay. And he's taken there in this place called the Citadel. It has some green in it because the rest of the world is basically just desert now because post-apocalyptic. And it's run by this guy named Joe, this ugly MFer, and one of his right-hand man, but this time a woman, played by Charlize Theron, who is awesome in this. God, for saking shit, she's a frickin' action star, and I love her in this. She's an Academy Award winner, and she kicks ass in this. And she actually shaved her head. Sorry to bring that up again. Woman with a shaved head. I don't know. I just like it. But she's taken to get some fuel and also some bullets from Bullet Town and Gas Town, but she decides to take a different way. And the reason why she takes a different way is because she has taken all of Joe's wives, some of them actually pregnant, to help them escape and to return to her home, which she was taken from when she was younger. And eventually, you know, Joe and his whole army, they go after her, and of course a big chase scene, because the movie is basically just a chase movie, and in the best way possible. And Max is taken because the one soldier he's helping with his blood, you know, he needs him, you know, to have energy and stuff, and he takes Max with him. Eventually Max gets out and he ends up helping Charlize Theron's character, Furiosa, and to help her and the girls, you know, try to escape and for himself to escape, where eventually, you know, the best course to take is probably just to take the fight to Joe and try to defeat him and take over the Citadel. Now, maybe that doesn't sound like much of a story, but it's told very well. The movie actually slows down, unlike the last 3 movies, where, I mean, the first one and the third one, they slowed down to a screeching halt most of the time, and not for good story developing or good storytelling, but this one does. The dialogue is good. There's actually, you know, quotable lines in this. I'll just say one, my favorite, which isn't even a memorable one for a lot of people, is one of the wives starts praying, and the girl says, "What are you doing?" She says, "Praying." And she goes, "To who?" And she goes, to whoever's listening. I'm gonna use that from now on when it comes to my religious beliefs. That is a great freaking line. But anyway, you know, this movie has such quotable lines. Well, really, there are some quotable ones, you know, in the second, the third one that I liked, but I really enjoyed the dialogue in this one. It was well written, and the action, my God, the action is incredible. I always heard that the Mad Max movies had some of the greatest, you know, action scenes in movie history, which they do, especially The Road Warrior. But this one, my God, all the work, all the everything that went into this, it is amazing to me that this movie was made, even in this day and age, because it is so incredible with all the vehicles and all the actors, all the stunts, all the everything. It is freaking incredible. But I mean, back to the story, and this involves the script too. It's extremely well written. Max is well written. It incorporates his past and his wife and his child, but it never really shows what happened. So newcomers to the movie, you know, they kind of have to, you know, they know the backstory of Max, but they don't, and I think that's very clever. Furiosa's backstory is heartbreaking, and again, they don't dive into this stuff a shit ton, which is good. It's subtle, and the moments, you know, there are heartbreaking moments. Like there's a moment with Furiosa where she's screaming in the desert, and it sounds like a movie cliche, but it's not. It is heartbreaking, and you feel bad for her character, and you really want to see her get what she deserves, and you care. You know, you care about everybody in this movie, and you also hate the bad guys as well. But we'll get into that, you know, in cast and characters. But the script for this was so well written, certainly the best one out of all 4 Mad Max movies. It's like this was the movie that George Miller, the director and also the co-writer, he wanted to make all along, and he finally made it. I hope to God there are more sequels. I know he's written 2 more, or is writing 2 more, and if they even come close to Mad Max Fury Road, you know, this plot I loved so much. It's not the greatest plot in the world, but to me, it is so much stronger than the first 3 movies. It's well told, and the script delivers. My God! So, next up, I'll move on to the cast / the characters. The cast in this, Tom Hardy was a phenomenal substitute for Mel Gibson, and he plays Max so well. He doesn't have much to say, you know, but that's Max. That's always been Max, even before his family, you know, he never really had much to say. He was, you know, kind of a loner and kind of to himself, and he just wasn't very much with the quick comebacks or anything like that. But Tom Hardy, he looks just like Mel Gibson back in the Mad Max movies. And, you know, Terminator Genisys, you know, you should have taken something from Mad Max Fury Road. I think Genisys came out first, I don't remember, but they got Jai Courtney, a guy who they keep trying to push in Hollywood as the next big action star, which he's not. I think Tom Hardy freaking is, but this is how you cast, you know, the same character again, but with a different actor, because he actually looks like Max. He sounds like Max. There were some times I thought they got Mel Gibson to actually dub over Tom Hardy, because it sounded just like Max. You know, so the casting, you know, for Max, was great. Charlize Theron is a wonderful addition, even though she doesn't have an Australian accent, which is a little weird. Actually, a lot of them don't, but at the same time, it's kind of a good thing. You know, it's not just the Australian outback and post-apocalyptic Australia. You know, you have some other people there as well, which makes American fans, you know, feel more included in the, you know, in this film. And it resonates more with them, I think. Or I'm just fucking insane. But Charlize Theron kicked ass in this, and her character is great, and she takes it seriously, and she does a great job, and shows why she won that Academy Award, you know. But even all the wives, each one of them, you know, gets, you know, some good lines, and all of them do a great job. Nick Holt, who plays the Beast in the X-Men movies, he was great in this. The bad guy, Joe. Oh my god, he's not in it that much, but he is memorable, not just because of his look, but his voice, some of the things he has to say, some of his dialogue. He was a great bad guy, and you kind of want him to get his comeuppance. And whether it happens or not, it is an awesome moment. But I mean, all the characters in this, the main characters, the side characters, they're memorable. And the cast, they do a fantastic job. The casting was perfect, and I loved all of it. It was very well done. So, but last but not least, we move on to the directing, the editing, and the music. Once again, George Miller knocks out of the park. I've never complained about his direction in any of the Mad Max movies, but you know, that's always been the highlight. But this is his masterpiece. This shows how brilliant of a director he really is, even though he's already proven his brilliance several times. I mean, this combined with the cinematography and the stunt work and the editing, oh my god, they finally got the editing right in a Mad Max movie. Even the transitions, I have no complaints. This won the Academy Award for Best Film Editing, and good Christ, it deserved it. And George Miller got an Academy Award nomination for Best Director, and he deserved it because the direction in this is fantastic. It is beautiful. And the music. Right when this movie was over, I downloaded the soundtrack, the deluxe edition. The music in this, again, they finally got it right! Everything about this movie is correct. It's right. No complaints. The music was fantastic. It fit during the quiet moments if they had any music, but also the action scenes and that awesome guitar guy. The frickin' bad guys had a guitar player playing them into battle. How can you not love that? But like I said, the music, the soundtrack is perfect. It's awesome, and I downloaded it. And it was on sale on iTunes. It was only like $8. Well worth it. I would have paid more. It is awesome. My final thoughts on Mad Max Fury Road is, the only complaint I have is that I did not go and see this in the theaters when it came out. Now granted, then I couldn't have done this video, but I hope to God one day I can see this in the theater. This is a movie that you can watch it at home. Obviously. I was running low on energy. I need some more energy to talk about this movie. Woo! This is a movie that you can, you know, you can watch at home, but this is what movie theaters are for. To go see this. I want to go see this in like an IMAX theater, and I'll get the chance one day. There's no way, it may be 10 years from now, but this movie will show again, or if there are sequels, they will bring this out, and I will be first in line to see this in the theater. But regardless, this is the Mad Max movie that I wanted. This is what I thought Mad Max would be. Now granted, I'm not knocking the other three movies. They couldn't have done what Mad Max Fury Road did back in the late 70s and the mid 80s. I know that. I'm not criticizing them for that. To me, Mad Max Fury Road is like Road Warrior fully realized, you know, and sometimes technology has to catch up. This will go down as one of my all-time favorite action movies, and I can't wait to rewatch it a million times because this movie is rewatchable. The other three ones, Mad Max movies, even Road Warrior, you know, I do love it, but now that I have Fury Road, this is the Mad Max movie that I will rewatch over and over and over, and I cannot wait to even to watch the extras and learn about how they made the movie and to see how they did everything, because I'm curious, because there are some things, you know, as a wannabe filmmaker, and I hate using that term, but, you know, I am a filmmaker, but also a wannabe filmmaker, and I aspire to be people, or men, or women, you know, like George Miller, you know, and to be the kind of director he is, because I want to know how he did most of this, all the work that it went into it. And now the filmmaker inside of me is just busting a nut because of how freaking awesome this was. But anyway, you know, the cast was perfect, the characters were perfect, the script was perfect, you know, the direction was perfect. It got nominated for Best Picture as well. I still can't believe that, but so deserves it. And this is, of course, my favorite Mad Max movie. And I loved Road Warrior, and the 1 and 3 not so much. I know I keep repeating that, but I keep saying that because Fury Road is a masterpiece. A freaking masterpiece in filmmaking, and I loved it. So obviously, and I'm so happy that I ended with Mad Max Fury Road, because I can say I give Mad Max Fury Road a Just Joe rating of 5 out of 5. So thank you very much for tuning in once again to Tuning Movies with me, Just Joe. Check out the links in the description below with my Facebook page, my Twitter page, my Instagram, also the podcast that I'm on, what we were talking about. And of course, I have more videos coming out in the future. And it looks like I'm finally done with the Mad Max series. I wish there were more, but I'm glad it ended on such a freaking high note like Mad Max Fury Road. And next Friday, I don't really know what I'm going to watch. Obviously, I have too many movies still. Right now I kind of want to like slow it down a little bit and not watch action movies. I want to watch something else. Like, I don't want a drama. Like, I want a comedy. I think going from an action to a comedy, because Fury Road was pretty heavy, in terms of storytelling. Not really a ton of humor in it or any of the movies. So I think I might actually watch my favorite comedy of all time, Arthur. Good thing I just had it sitting there. It wasn't like this was planned or anything. I think I'll watch Arthur. And obviously I've seen it a million times because it's one of my all-time favorite movies. It's my all-time favorite comedy. So I can't, I can't do too many movies next Friday because I've already seen it. But I haven't seen its sequel, Arthur 2 on the Rocks. Brilliant. So maybe I should watch that for next Friday. Fuck. Quiet on the set.